What's up everybody, Jay here, and today's video is something that I have been wanting to do for the longest time, and here it is. It is my little backstory on being a coach's daughter. The reason I wanted to do this is because I think it's kind of a cool video, like a little insight on what it's like to have your dad as a coach or your mom as a coach, and I also wanted to do this, you know, kind of a shout out to my dad and all that stuff. So it's just a video that I just feel like it's a great, like I wanted to do and film and sit down and talk about. And also something I wanted to look back on later in life and remember the moments because it was a great time. So I'm just gonna get into it. So first I'm just gonna start off with, how long has my dad coached me? Oh my goodness, my dad has been my coach forever. He's been there because he's a skills coach with, he trains athletes, strength and conditioning coach, so he is always coaching, and I just fell in love with that field. I remember my mom was actually telling the story the other day. I'm a very hyper person. If you can't tell by my hands and how I talk, I'm a super hyper person. I could not sit still when I was little. But the only time I could sit still is when my dad was training or he was coaching. I'd sit there and I'd watch and I'd just be amazed, and I loved watching him. So the minute that I got him as my coach, which was 5th grade, I fell in love with it. He coached me like when I was like little, like in little YMCA leagues, but for real, starting basketball, 5th grade was like the first year. And I couldn't be more happy and all that. So it was really awesome. And another thing, like with my dad, is we have a great relationship, so I wanted him to coach me. There's a lot of athletes that don't want their parents to coach them because sometimes they butt heads, but my dad and I never did. We had a great relationship, and I realized that this was a chance for us to bond, and he was very knowledgeable and still is very knowledgeable in his field, so I wanted to listen and soak up all the information because personally, I want to be a coach. So I was an athlete of his, but I wanted to be a student and watch him coach as well. But when I got freshman year, my dad got to coach me. He was the head coach at that school at that time, and he got to coach me. It was awesome. Freshman year, sometimes you're a little bit nervous, but it was kind of a great experience having my dad there for me for my first year of varsity basketball, really teaching me the ropes and helping me get ready for varsity basketball, because if you don't know, I am 5'3", and I was 5 foot going into freshman year playing varsity. I was tiny. I wasn't that strong. I wasn't so he really helped me with that and all that stuff. It was great. And then he coached me my junior year for a little bit, and then senior year. Most memorable year ever. I moved schools because he got a head coaching job, and I wanted to be there. I wanted my last year to be with him being coaching, and it was such a good experience. I would never take it back for anything. And I'm still bummed about it that it's over now, but it was amazing. My senior year, we won county. That was one of our big tournaments. And I remember talking to the newspaper. They came up to me, and they were talking to me, and they were like, how is it winning this with your dad? And I was like, it's unbelievable. Like, this is an amazing experience. And going into that game, I wanted to win it for him. I wanted to win it together. I wanted that moment that we could win it together. My team went to the sectional championship, and we ended up losing that game 90-85. Went into overtime. It was this really hard fought game. My fire going into that game was I wanted to win it for my school, but mostly I wanted to win it for my dad. I wanted to get that for him because he's such a good coach, and I wanted to get that for him. We ended up not being able to, you know, get it, but it was such a hard fought game. Like, my teammates, I am incredibly proud of everything that they did in that game. You know, it's a hard game for me. I still think about it. Actually, I kind of had a video about that. It's kind of the final game. It came out, it's like one of my few videos past this one. But it was tough. It was really tough, but having my dad there by my side was amazing. Being a coach's daughter, too, has some downsides in the sense of people will turn on you. My family has had multiple people kind of turn on us simply because I don't even know. Okay, you know, sometimes things get mixed up. Players want certain things that aren't guaranteed, and you know, it kind of gets a little mixed up. And sometimes they turn on you, and they've turned on my mom, not just players, but like parents, and they turn on my dad, and you know, it hurt seeing, you know, people treat him or talk about him in a way, but that's kind of a downside because you get to see kind of the insider stuff that's not always so pretty, but honestly it brought my family together. And yeah, but again, this is just my experience. I want to talk about this because I know there are a ton of athletes out there that have their coach as, excuse me, I know there's a ton of athletes that have their parents as their coach, and I just wanted to connect with you guys too and see what your story is compared to mine. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys who maybe don't have parents as coaches to kind of see the inside of it. So my dad and I had a handshake before every game that we would do. After we'd get announced, we'd line up, and before our tip off, I'd run over and we'd do our handshake. Little things like that are what I'm going to miss. Ever since I was little, I can remember the car rides home with my dad, talking about the game, or talking about practice, or talking about, what did you see, Dad? What can I do better? Or talking about the game, talking about what we could do better as a team. Sitting on my table, my kitchen table, for hours talking about anything basketball related. Going in his room and sitting in the doorway talking about what I need to do, or him giving me a kick in the butt when I'm not, you know, when I'm kind of getting off track because he knows where I want to go. Sorry. But those are the things that I'm not going to forget and I'm going to miss. A relationship like my dad and I have, and that bond we've built of constantly working towards something, it amazes me just how fast everything went. I can remember, you know, some still 5th grade practices, and I can remember my first ever varsity practice, or being excited to see him when I was a 7th and 8th grader coach the varsity team, knowing that in a few years I'll be able to have him and I'll be able to be there with him. It just went by fast, and I was not prepared for it at all. I didn't think how fast it would go. I never thought it would end. If you are an athlete who has a parent as a coach, don't take it for granted. Build moments with them, because it is an amazing time to bond with your parent. Even my mom, she wasn't a coach, but it was a great time to bond because she would come with me to my AAU tournaments, and she'd come here and she'd put a little input in, and you know, it was just a really good family atmosphere for, you know, us. You know, I know I'm talking about my dad a lot in this video because he's the one who obviously coached me, but my mom did so much for me too. I don't want to leave her out, you know, filming my games, bringing me my spandex and I forget them. Always being there, always having food ready for me because I eat all the time and I need food in my mouth the minute the game's over. Bringing water for me, running out to the van and getting something. You know, she did all the dirty work, making sure my jersey was clean and all that, and I can't thank her enough for it because there would be multiple times I would be in so much trouble if I didn't have her, so thanks, Mom, for that. But last, of course, Dad, thank you. Thank you for always being there for me, believing in me, telling me that I'm not too short to play. Yeah, that's kind of funny, but thank you for telling me that I can do it. I can start varsity as a freshman. I'm not too small to play. Giving me the opportunity and always giving me faith when people didn't believe in me. You knew that basketball was my dream. You knew college was something that I wanted to help me get there. I would not be the player I am today if I didn't have you. Whew. Not gonna forget the car rides home. The sitting in your room for 2 hours talking about basketball. The times where I really doubted and you gave me faith. Our late night garage dribbling sessions, our going to the gym and shooting together, even if it was for a half hour. the summer thinking, oh my gosh, it's my senior year. Where did time go? To the very last game and our very last handshake. I was not expecting to get, oh, I got emotional. Wow, okay. Yeah. So honestly, if you have your parent as your coach or someone that is there for you and you're with all the time, don't take it for granted. But I know this next chapter is going to be really exciting. You know, having you in the stands, having your mom in the stands, watching me play college. That one thing that we worked so hard for, I wouldn't trade it for the world. All the things that I mentioned, I wouldn't trade for the world. It's something that if I had the chance to do over, I would. But life doesn't work that way, and I'm having trouble getting that through my head. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I just wanted to share with you guys my experience, and obviously you could tell I got very emotional. My bad. Yeah, so again, Mom, Dad, Bailey, Brennan, thank you guys for supporting me, and I'm excited to start this new journey playing at the next level, and I could not do it without you guys. On that note, I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye!
Let's do it soon, but